Hi.
And we got a visitor here as well. You want to say hello as well? Happy New Year.
Look at that. Romy's here joining with us on the morning chat time.
Yes. 6 months now, turning into a monster.
Wow.
Hey. And
make yourself comfortable.
Make yourself comfortable. Hey, we've just been teasing Tatiana. She's just left for shopping, and Tatiana's been panic buying too.
Oh yes, there's hardly anything on the shelves apparently. So you might have to go around all Toowoomba to find what you're looking for.
Do you know that this beautiful dog got 4 collars and 4 leashes, and so you can see the beautiful color here, and so it's got to be color coordinated
with the shoes and the outfit.
Like,
you can't go in public with a dog without color coordinated leads.
Anyone that can't buy a dog collar, it's our fault.
So how are you, Edgar? You've had a great time.
Just been on holidays, family time mostly. And
lovely.
Relaxing.
Yes, because it's now all part-time.
Grandpa time, yes.
Yeah.
So,
and?
Yeah.
Is it a good fit for you?
Yeah.
Growing into it?
It is special.
Yeah, holding the little bug?
Yeah, and like the little one, it just changes from week to week.
Yeah, so fast.
So seeing once
when
a
they
week.
say take a photo every week because it changes.
It's unbelievable. You can see the differences, and it's beautiful, and see our oldest daughter become a mum and Shah as a dad, and it's nice. So
new era for them, isn't it?
Next generation, and so we're the old ones. So I basically say, the troubles of the world, everything. You will sort it. I'm retired.
Yes, hand it over to the next generation.
It just doesn't quite work like that.
Not yet.
Not yet.
There's always that long time in between the kind of like, when you have these races where they pass the baton on.
Yeah.
There's that time when both of them have their hands on it before the other one then takes off.
Yes.
So it's a bit like that, isn't it? You've still got hands on, the next generation's got hands on. It's not quite ready for them to go yet.
No, and I listened to a talk by, he's 70 years old. That's David Hogan. I listened to him a fair bit. So he says now he's 70. He's burying all those that went before him. So all the fathers in the faith. And he was bemoaning it a little bit like, now he's it.
Yeah.
Like, you always look up to someone else and you try to follow, someone is blazing a trail, just helping you a little bit. And now suddenly you're the elder and people look to you. And you've got to have answers, and, it's a confusing time anyway. Yeah. And in a way, it's probably us a bit too.
I remember my dad when my grandma and my grandfather died. I had a conversation with him where he shared something similar, where he said, I've now realised that I'm the generation that's next.
Yeah.
And it's really hit him.
Yeah. That doesn't worry me. I mean, I know that's coming anyway, but in terms of there are no wise ones ahead of you. Yeah. They all passed away.
But see, Edgar, that's why I'm growing the beard.
I've noticed.
Look, in the Hebrew tradition, a Hebrew word, something that I remember from when we were studying, and I just remember the word because it was such a quirky word that I don't know. There's so many things that you kind of forget, but this one I've remembered. They were called the Zarquain, the wise ones, the learned ones, who sat under the tree. And that because the Zarquain means the bearded ones, and they were the ones that people would come to for their wisdom.
Zarquain. Like you like the accessories, the image. So you got the beard. You need to have the shirt with it and stuff like that.
See, a bit like Tatiana buying the leads, so just have an appropriate look when you're going out in public.
Yeah.
Oh, look at your shirt! Wow, I feel so underdressed with that.
Well, first day back from holidays, so I might as well dress the part.
Good.
Yeah. Good. So I've noticed, I just listened to your preaching today. So Sunday a week ago, you thought a bit of a word for this year was don't worry.
Yeah.
God has it.
Yeah.
Just
I
trust
spent
Him.
quite a lot of time in prayer asking God, what is the word for this season that, this year? And every single time he kept on saying, don't worry. And I actually thought he was sort of talking to me about, look, don't worry about it, we'll get to it. But it was actually the word, don't worry. And so, that sort of was brought into that sermon But,
Yes.
as soon as I preached that, and I had a lot of interesting feedback on that sermon.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's a lot of people who've seen it online and recommended it to others and fed back to me. So it's like I was really, wow, that's a, kind of nice confirmation to the word that was given.
Yes.
But
So there were a lot of people worried.
yes, it really hit a nerve, and I really felt that this was a word for them as well,
Yes.
and it really was very encouraging for them. And so, but I had a number of other conversations that then continued, and my next sermon is going to be focusing on a little bit of a follow-up on that, because the question that they had was, but why does God delay? The whole area of worry is not just about what's happening out in the world worry. That's one thing. Don't worry, I've got it. That was last. But it's the Christians who are worried because they're asking God, and then there's this in-between time before the answer comes. And sometimes the answer doesn't come.
Yeah.
And so how do we deal with this idea that God delays?
Yeah.
That is going to be my next focus in the sermon, the delay of those answers.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, very often, when you're in this waiting and delayed time, it's not that you're going badly. Like let's say our church, we want the kingdom of God to expand into Woomba. Whether it's our church or other churches, just we want people to come to Christ, don't we? Like that's on our hearts, and so we can hope for that and stuff like that. But while God delays and we're waiting for it, we're not doing too badly. Like we have church community, we have worship, we have His presence, we can enjoy Him. Our heart is probably aching and breaking for the people that are lost out there.
Yes.
So, and I probably feel, because if we learn to trust in the delay, we can actually enjoy that time as well.
And Edgar, that's an important insight, because I think the question I'm preoccupied is, what is God doing in the delay? Because I don't think that it's a vacuum.
Yeah.
A lot of Christians will give advice to others who are questioning this, and it's usually about a formula.
If you only did that.
Exactly.
If you only did that.
And the thing is that, it's like, is there a problem with God? Well, no, we can't put the problem with God because, in Him we have a yes and amen, all of this sort of stuff, right? Okay, so is the problem with me? Well, we might have repentance to do, and
you need to pray longer.
You
need to fast longer.
And then is there a problem with the world around us? Does God need to have more time to sort things out, right?
Yeah.
And so the idea is like, hey, if we figure this formula out and get all the ducks in a row, then there would be a nice little flow.
Yeah.
And I sort of think, in my experience, I've had people who've been straight out sinners where you sort of think there's no way that God would answer it, and they get lightning quick answers. And others who we would say are righteous people, you sort of think, living saints, and they're still waiting for their answer and haven't got anything yet. The delay continues and continues, and they're saying, why does God, not answer this one? And then if you want to go and check out, just for your own sort of Bible study in conjunction with this, have a look at Hebrews 11. You have this whole list of people who by faith, this and this. And then there are a number of verses that share in that those who didn't get any of it. They went into eternity never seeing the fulfillment of the promises that God had given to them.
Yes. So, and the world was not worthy of them.
Yeah.
This sign, But at least they carried the vision.
Yeah.
And they kept the hunger alive till the very end.
That's where the trust was coming in. Like you were saying, that they stayed with God no matter what. And I think that's what I want to explore a little bit about. What is the space that God uses? Because, there's one thing to talk about, God allows it, so often when things go bad. I hate that. I've always hated that, when negative things happen, people sort of say, oh, God allows it. I think the world is stuffed and bad things happen, right?
Yeah.
But in the midst of that, we have God who works. Yeah. And that Romans 8, verse 28 is a really significant one that helped me in a lot of bad times. Where it talks about that God changes and uses those circumstances, brings out good for those who love and believe in Him, who stick with Him, who put their trust in Him.
Yes.
That to me is really significant.
Yeah, it is. So God turns everything for good and uses everything for good. Yeah. No, I mean, this delay thing, we learn obedience, we learn perseverance, we learn, how to deal with, stumbling stones and hurdles along the way, and just train ourselves to keep trusting God through all of this. And once you're in leadership, that's what you need. Isn't it?
That's
all of the time.
That's all you can rely on, isn't it? It's like God has got it, and you sort of think, with my human eyes, I look at this, and my heart might go sinking down and sort of thinking, oh, how's it going to happen? And you come back to trust God. He's got it. He's going to bring it.
Because, I also get, if God only did this, and if he had only this miracle and this, you can have an amazing outreach and great miracles, but then it's Monday and there are more problems. Like when you're leadership, there are more things to fix, and this, and you need to be stable in God, and that means you have to have a foundation of trust and hope and an assurance that he's actually there.
So, if you want to talk about this even further, because we're going to preach on this on Sunday, but the following week, Jim is going to go back.
Yes.
And so, Jim is the idea of Jesus, you and me, Jim. But we've got it on Thursday at 10, so come in the foyer of the church, or at 7 in the evening. So there are 2 slots, if you're available during the day or the evening, come, because that idea of the gym is for us to continue to talk about it.
Yeah. Very good. Come to the sermon, listen to it.
Amen to that.
Trust and handling delay.
Fantastic.
Okay, catch you later. Bye.